welcome back to the Pretty Little Podcast. We're your hosts.
My name is Phoebe.
My name is Caroline, and today we have a lot to cover, and I can't wait to talk about Freaky Friday with you, Phoebe. I have been waiting to talk to you about it.
I've seen it 2 times this week. Not that I haven't seen the new one yet. I really was trying to, but I watched the original twice.
It holds up. We're going to get into it in a sec, but Phoebe and I were FaceTiming yesterday, and we kept wanting to talk about it, and we just had to keep saying, stop it. Save this absolute gold for the podcast. So we are going to talk about that. But before we do, I figure we could just get into some little personal updates. Kidney stone, still in me. Still in me.
Yikes.
Need it to be out. So if everybody could send your healing energy to the world so that I don't have to get it surgically removed, that would be awesome. That would be great because that will interfere with my ghost tours, just saying. I was like talking to the doctor and I was like, okay, so I'm not going to get into the way the surgery goes, but basically if you watched Beyond the Villa, it's exactly what Kaylor had, okay? So there's the surgery, and then after the fact, they put a stent in you, basically to like in the tube from your kidney to your bladder, and it stays in for a week, and then they take it out. And I was like, well, is that going to make life really uncomfortable? She goes, some people say it's more painful than the kidney stone. Why the fuck would you tell me that? Why on God's green earth would you tell me that? And I was like, okay, but like, you know, she's like, I mean, you're going to be able to live your life. Like the surgery's outpatient. And I was like, yeah, I just mean like walking around. I'm like trying not to have to say to her, like, so what about my ghost tours? So I was like, okay, well, okay, like I give ghost tours in the fall. So like, and she goes, well, I mean, this is in September. I was like, they start September 19th. And she was like, yeah, then that would not be comfortable. And I was like, okay, great. What about emceeing a child's talent show? What about that? And I was like, oh wait, you're learning too much about me. Anyway, so just prayers up, please. That would be great.
Prayers up.
Prayers up. You wrote in the note for like personal updates for you, people talking in trailers, parentheses, this is where you prove yourself to me.
Yeah. I went to go see Weapons on Thursday. And this has like been a highly anticipated movie for everyone, but yeah, I've been so excited to see it.
I almost went to go see it at 10:30 last night because I was like, that way Phoebe and I could talk about it, but I didn't. And I think it's better because then it can give people some time to see it without spoilers because it just came out.
And also, I'm glad you didn't see it at 10:30 at night.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Today would have been much harder, so I just decided not to.
Well, I don't even mean that. I mean like,
I also was going to be going alone.
Walking back to your car alone.
Yeah. No,
like,
I had all those thoughts. And I was like, coming back to the house, Anthony will be asleep. He doesn't like scary movies. He was like, I'm not going with you. He was like, if you change your tickets to Naked Gun, I'll go. I was like, well, I'm not doing that. But I do want to see Naked Gun also.
I know. I still need to see that too. But I went to go see that. It was a very interesting crowd. I don't know what it was. I didn't see Barbarian in theaters. I've only ever seen it on streaming. So like I didn't really know.
It's the same director for those who don't know.
I didn't know what to expect from a Zach Krager movie.
Yeah.
Krager. I still don't know how you say it. But it was packed. Luckily, it was in a theater that had my favorite kind of row, just 3 seats at the top. And so when I got my ticket so long ago, I got my seat in the middle. So no, people would be like, well, I'm not going to like...
I thought you were about to say that you bought all 3 seats. And I was like, okay.
No, I just bought the middle one. And I've learned that typically
That's smart.
Is a good deterrent for people to not want to sit up there with you.
Yes. But what if somebody did? What would you do?
I would make them really uncomfortable.
Well, that's for sure. Well, hey, V, that goes without saying. Don't worry. We fucking knew that.
But what I realized, first of all, I walk in, it was one of those things where, you know, when they like forget to start the movie, and I could immediately sense that like kind of a rowdy crowd, like the second row of the whole theater. So like, you know, when you step down and there's like 3 rows, that top row of close to the theater, completely full with just all like maybe like 20-year-old guys.
What?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I was really confused by the.
Were you about to say disturbed or disgusted?
No, I
walked in, there were a bunch of men. I was immediately disgusted.
Well, they just didn't look like the kind of guys who would want to go see a horror movie.
Well, especially because this horror movie is like about children disappearing in the middle of the night, which just like doesn't really feel like they're.
Well, it just didn't feel, especially on a movie. You might it's not weird to see men at horror movies, but to see
No.
that many together, like they got these. It was opening night of
It's
the
frankly,
movie. Like,
it's frankly unnerving to see a group of men together anywhere. So I can
then
imagine
the
at this
group of
movie, we're
people-
like, actually, you want to know something, Phoebe? Men like really shouldn't be allowed to go to horror movies, especially not in a group. with their mob mentality, that's ingrained in them from birth. Like they don't need to go get ideas. You should have said, "Are you guys here to get ideas? Are you here for research? Or are you here for pleasure?" Either way, I don't like the answer. Get out. Get to bed. Like you should have just kicked them right out of there. That's your theater.
the group in front of me were clearly men who had just gotten off of work. They were all in like suits and like like they all had like
What?
beers. They were like locked in for this movie. So
Suits
excited.
in a movie theater. Can't imagine anything worse.
They came straight from work. That's for sure.
Bring a change
And,
of clothes. What the fuck?
like, So it was just a very weird amalgamation of people.
Yeah.
And what I didn't like was that and I understand that we were kind of all prepped to, like, we had to sit for a while, so people were talking, people were kind of loud while the lights were on. Then the trailers start and the talking continues at a level that I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, this is not appropriate.
This
you can,
and like
you can keep it to a slight murmur during the trailers.
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not the talking during the trailers. Obviously, I don't really care.
Yeah.
They're the trailers. But I'm spending the 30 minutes before the movie worried that this is how you're going to
This is the type of
behave
behavior. Yeah.
the whole time that we're
no,
watching this movie. That like
exactly.
you shouldn't be acting this way. It's opening night. I know you're taking this movie as seriously as me.
Right, because you're here. You're in suits. You seem very serious. With the return to the movie theater, I do think we need a return to movie theater etiquette. Like we need somebody, Emily Post, if you're out there, we need an etiquette guide on movie theaters because we're going back and I love it. But
We need
like
a return. We need like a flight attendant monologue before movies.
right beforehand. And they're like, here are we honestly do. And I'll do it. Okay, AMC Cinemark, you can have me and Phoebe on the podcast to record that, and we will play it before every movie.
We're the
And
new
I won't
Nicole
even make
Kidman.
you pay us as long as I know when I go to the movie, people are acting
People
right.
will
Okay,
be fucking quiet.
yeah, that's all I need to know. And if you want to have Nicole Kidman do it, that's fine too for AMC. But for Cinemark, it'll be me.
This is unrelated to the talking in trailers, but this is related to my movie experience. This guy walks in once the movie started. He missed maybe like the first 3 minutes.
Okay.
And he's alone. And he's a large popcorn. Not judging, because I too.
How could you be? Yeah.
He sits down in the middle of the row in front of me that I know is like packed. Like it's already shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. And like
Yeah.
he comes in and he sits in the middle seat.
With that large popcorn,
You
you're
know
like,
those people are so mad.
pissed
And
off.
then it's giving the death of a unicorn eater. Because I was truly like, there were multiple and you know it takes a lot for me. So
no, I know.
to make any sort of like,
Yeah.
I didn't make a remark obviously, but like if it was quiet and I
Yeah.
could hear it, and I'll try to explain how it sounded in a second, but I would
good.
would literally go,
No, Phoebe, that is exactly what what is the movie? I Know What You Did Last Summer. Kelly and I were doing that, and I told you couldn't believe your ears when I told you, but like now you know, like once it gets to a certain point, what else can I do?
and I'm like, what are the people beside you doing and thinking? It was truly like you could hear him reach in the.
I hate when you can hear like
thing of
jumbling
popcorn.
around in there.
You hear him put it on his mouth, and then when I'm gonna clap to. No, worse. I'm gonna clap to the rhythm that he was showing.
Oh my God, please, it's fast. I can't. How do some people chew so fast? Is your jaw okay?
And then I'm
oh
literally
my
like,
God.
okay, surely we're gonna take a little break. No, and then
No.
also again, Caroline and I, we're beating a dead horse here, but like, I don't understand how people are not so. With the second, like the worst thing in a movie, it happens a lot in this movie where it's like really loud and you feel comfortable eating and like being okay with how you're eating and how you're sound. And I've kind of transitioned, right? I'm in a Reese's Pieces phase right now.
Okay, interesting.
Instead of
That's
Bunch
interesting
Crunch.
for you because you're not like a peanut butter girl.
But I like Reese's.
Okay, I like Reese's, but I don't like Reese's Pieces.
Oh, I do. I love
So
them.
weird.
So I have been having those and those are crunchier and they're crunchy in a different way than Bunch of Crunch.
But they don't have to be. You know, you can
I've realized
suck
that
it a little bit.
Bunch of Crunch are easier to do that with. Because the hard shell is on the outside of the candy instead of like the crunchy part being on the inside. It's kind of not easy to do that.
And the Bunch of Crunch, it's different layers, so you can kind of hit it at a spot where it's not going to make the big.
It's called respect.
And also, I need to teach all of you guys something. Like, I need everybody listening to hear me now. When you are taking a bite of something, you put it in your mouth, close your fucking mouth before you bite down on it, okay? Oh my God. This drives me so insane. If I can hear, you could be the best closed mouth chewer on earth, but if you start every bite with a big how and a big like snap that I can hear, I'm freaking out. I'm scared of every bite that you take. Like,
and that's how I felt the second I heard this guy kind of rattling his hand around. I was like, oh my God. And he would do it when it was quiet. I'm like, why?
We love going to movies.
You're
but it makes it
watching
unenjoyable.
This quiet movie. It's quiet and loud at times, but it's like, you're in a packed theater. How do you not hear yourself?
I know.
And also and then thankfully he was eating so fucking fast. He didn't get a refill.
Okay,
so
well that
about
was
halfway through the
out.
movie it stopped, but it's a long enough movie that like we still had to sit through like an hour of that.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. And that is also, I think it is primarily a bigger issue with like dramas and horrors because there is so much silence.
Action is better.
People are nervous. So they're, and it's like, oh my God, I know.
Well, it's just like I know from personal experience, there's a way to do it.
Oh, 100% because I've
never had
trouble
finishing my concessions.
Yeah, it's been okay. Like I've been fine. I just and if I do make a noise, it's really loud. I'm aware of it, and I'm like, okay, I need to do better. I feel bad about that.
I give notes to myself.
But no one. Yeah. Well, I went to see Freaky Friday, and we'll talk about it in a sec. But we all thought, me, Anthony, and Kelly went together. And when we left, we were like, okay, that was like a crowd that should deserve rights. Like that crowd can go see movies again. It's okay. We sign off on that.
But what was so the last thing I'll say about Weapons is me walking out of there. It was a lot funnier than I anticipated, which I guess I should have. But I don't remember thinking Barbarian was like a ha funny movie. Like there were some jokes.
Didn't you just say you didn't see it?
I didn't see it in theaters.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it though, but I don't remember. I didn't walk away from it being like that was also a funny movie, whereas I did with Weapons. So I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
As much, and the trailer was not funny.
Yeah.
So I'm walking out of the theater and I see the guys in their suits and they're talking about the movie and they loved it so much and all this stuff. And the one guy goes, I haven't laughed like that since Eddington.
The movie that you hated that famously had zero laughing moments.
But I'm like, of course, this group. And then one of them goes, oh my God, did you see Friendship? The Tim Robinson movie?
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I immediately just got a picture of who this group is.
You were in enemy territory, Fee. Sounds like you were in enemy territory.
And I didn't realize Zach Krieger was like this kind of guy for this stuff.
Well, now you know.
But it was good, and everybody should go see it. It was fun. There's a new horror movie coming out that they're saying is going to be also really good. It's going to be it's called Good Boy, and it's going to be from the perspective of a dog who is seeing his owner being haunted.
Oh my God.
I think it's going to be really cool. It comes out this year.
Wow, that sounds crazy. Well, I'm glad that the movie was good. I'm excited to go see it. And then we'll probably do a more in-depth discussion because I've seen so much discourse about it. People saying it's about nothing. People like, how can you say that it's about nothing? People saying they liked it. People saying they didn't. So it'll be good to talk about it once we've both seen it. And maybe that's for the podcast this week so that on Friday or this weekend on the podcast so that we can put spoilers behind a paywall. So if you don't want to hear them, you don't have to. Oh, I forgot to put this on the note, but I need to point out, guys. Okay, so you know how much I love kava. You know it's my favorite food. Like, I can't wait. We're going to get two in Pittsburgh at some point this year, and I'm foaming at the mouth. Cannot wait.
Did one open already, I feel like?
I would know. I don't think so. But believe me, I would fucking know. So Anthony the other night, it's like I was teaching late or something. I got home kind of late, and I was just gonna eat like whatever or not eat. And Anthony was like, I need to feed you. We need to eat. So it's a little bit late. Though a lot of things are closed. Like it was like, I mean, it wasn't that late. It was like 8:30. But a lot of the things that like we could order from weren't delivering past like 8:15. So he's like sending me all these places, and I don't know if it's like an OCD thing or if it's just like a me. Like I think I need to like talk about this maybe with my team. But I have like a really like I do not like really going new places. I've realized like I just want to.
I think it's also we growing up were very like routine. Our family like we had our spots that we went to.
Yeah,
we weren't really a family that was like going and like I feel
but
like
I remember as a family too I was like I don't want to try the new thing. Like when mom would be like I really want to try it. I'm like no like it would make me like upset kind of. I don't know why. What were you saying though? I cut you off.
Well no, I just mean like I think that could I don't know if it makes you, I don't think there's anything wrong. I think it's just like we growing up. I'm the same. Like I hate change. I'm really bad at handling it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't restaurants maybe not, but like I was also like I would rather just go to Atrios. I would rather just go to IO. I'd rather just go to Sushi.
Because I know,
like when we were kids, like
I know I'm gonna get something that I like, and I also like I pretty much order the same thing. I have like meals from restaurants. They're like that's my meal. That's what I get. Whatever. So Anthony, like, I don't know. There's something about trying a new place on DoorDash too that I'm just like
you never know what you're gonna get.
Like I don't know. It could be like a ghost kitchen, and
especially
like
if you don't really
place.
recognize the restaurant name.
Yeah, I was just like I don't know, and I just like didn't want to. And by the end of the day, my decision making time out. Like I don't want to do any. I just don't want to think. I'm like stressed. So Anthony's sending me all these like Mediterranean places because that's what he wants, and I was like I don't want any of these. Like I don't want anything because I hadn't tried any of them before, and I was like no. And he's like, all right, screw it. I'm just ordering you something. Like, shut up. And so he ends up ordering me a bowl from this place called Mezza, Mezeh. And it came and I opened it and I was like, oh my God, this looks like the best thing I've ever eaten. So here's what it was. Okay. I did half.
Where is it?
I have no idea. I did half romaine, half arugula, and then roasted chickpeas. So they're crunchy.
Yum.
I did steak shawarma. I did like the Lebanese like salad kind of thing that they put on at Aladdin sometimes on their like house salad. I did feta. I did some tzatziki. I did some hummus, some cucumbers, some shredded pita chips. Like, and then it came with a Greek feta dressing and like a citrus lime vinaigrette. And then I also got some pita chips and hummus on the side to try it. Phoebe, first of all, it was so much like kava. It was like almost exactly like kava. But kava doesn't have the roasted chickpeas, but they don't have the great pita. I'm still going to want kava. It was so good. I could not believe it. It's like all my favorite foods. Like I love food like this. I have now ordered it 3 days in a row. It's so good. So anyway, if you work there and you're listening, thank you. Bless up. And if you haven't been there, I think it's probably a chain. So I'm sure there are some around. So if you are craving like a kava situation and you don't have it, maybe trying something new will serve you well. I don't know because now it's my new hyperfixation. Yeah.
How is the Roots kitchen?
Roots is really good too, but a lot of their bowls, it's drive-through and you can sit. A lot of the bowls have corn. I'm just not like a corn girly.
Can you build your own?
It's good. I don't know because I've only been through the drive-thru. I bet if you're in there, you can, and it's probably. But I was just like stressed out when I was in the drive-thru.
But it was pretty good.
Order, like whatever. It was really good. Anthony really liked it too.
Are the dressings good?
I've only eaten there one time, so yes, but you'll have to go yourself. Sorry, guys. Did you see the new feature on Instagram? We got reposts now. What are we doing? We all need to decide this right now. Like, what's the protocol with reposts versus putting it on your story?
No, I don't like it at all.
Why?
Because I don't like what it's doing to my feed.
I actually do like it.
I already hate the suggested posts. I mute them every 30 days.
Okay.
I don't go to Instagram for that.
Well, hey, I need you to get outside of yourself for a second and think about our podcast.
Okay, well, it's great for our podcast.
It's great for our podcast. If you guys could go repost everything. But
what I will say is like every change Instagram makes me mad, and then it's like
and then you like
ingrained in my life. Like stories used to make me mad, and now it's like that's
where
I post.
I think we need to decide how are we using this. Are we because that is one thing about reposts too. Like what I like about stories is that's just 24 hours, so I can kind of like take some risks there. But if I'm reposting something that's now becoming
and where do they
part
live?
of my grid, so it's like on TikTok. There's like another tab for reposts.
Can you hide it?
I don't know. I haven't tried, but I'm wondering like am I going to treat it like I treat TikTok reposts? I don't know.
I don't know if I will because I only have like a couple followers on TikTok. So like my reposts are really just me like making sure who I want to see these things sees it.
Yeah. No, me too. But I'm wondering for the podcast, like I'm just thinking we're going to repost things that like monoculture, huge moments, things that are big for our podcast, and then they're living there. But then like how do I decide what goes on the story, what goes on the repost? What are you guys doing? I want to know what you guys are thinking for this.
I think the things that are most important should go on the story. I don't know how to explain what I'm going to say, but like it's more straightforward on TikTok to see who's reposted it, whereas on Instagram it kind of there's so much going on in that bottom left corner already that it kind of gets lost. And I know they kind of soft launched that with the seeing
comments
who liked
or whatever.
reels.
Oh, that, yeah, which I hated.
I don't like that, and I also don't like that you have to click on the comment now. Like I don't really like how it's all laid out.
Yeah.
I miss old Instagram. I miss 2011 Instagram.
I miss Kelvin filters and
I miss posting my morning
OOTD
coffee
hashtags
and saying good morning with just a little filter on it. That's what I miss. I miss when my original Instagram bio was just chillaxing and my forever lazy.
Well, Phoebe, it is never too late to change it right back. Okay. In fact, some of us might really, as long as you keep Pretty Little Podcast in there, I don't care
I have
what
a
the
brand
fuck your
to
bio says. That's so true. Thank you for finally acknowledging that.
Maybe we'll get sponsored.
Maybe. Hey, Instagram.
Hey, Forever Lazy.
Oh, Forever Lazy. I thought you meant Instagram because we're giving them such great such great promo.
We're like
right
digging
now.
into their platform right now.
I know we are. Okay, moving on. I want to get into Freaky Friday. I want to dive in here. All right.
You're skipping the 2 other things on your list. It's crazy.
Well, I know. The font, since you've called it out, I'll talk about it, but it's just something that I noticed. Like, I was just like, what the heck?
No, because I have the same qualm.
Okay. Why are there some fonts that are like, actually, no thanks, I won't be italic? Huh? I'm in charge here. I'm choosing what you're going to do. I'm going to choose which way you're going to lean, and you're going to go with it. Hey, Clanker, you don't have rights. Don't forget that, okay? Don't forget that. I just am like this is my I don't think so, honey, I guess. Like, if you're a font, I should be able to make you be italic.
Caroline and I are going first in the war against AI. They're going to be like, let's find those 2 girls that keep calling us clankers.
I started calling them clankers at work. I was like,
it.
why not? Why not? I want you all to know that's what they're called. I know we didn't come up with this, but we are popularizing it, and that is nothing.
It makes me laugh so hard.
It does. But I'm just like, I was trying to make that the summer I turned pretty post for us. And I was like, what the fuck is this font? I'm Googling it. I can't really find it. So I'm like trying out all these different fonts. And I was like, it needs to be italic. And like, I found the perfect font and it wouldn't let me put it in italics.
Canva is a #1 culprit too. I feel like
Really?
there are more fonts on Canva that won't go italic than if you're in like a regular kind of
I was just like,
place to
okay,
write.
But why? Like,
No, I don't
it's
know.
not like
it's
you're
a
not
computer.
that
It's like,
special.
Put the pixels where they need to go.
Yeah, and this font isn't like, it's not like some I'm not
It's
using
like a Times New Roman, but like a little,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, thinner.
I'm using like a condensed serif font. That is what I'm doing here. And you can't put it in italics for real. I don't know. I just thought, honestly, it was hateful. It felt hateful when I was trying to make this. And I had to find a new font. I was like, but I don't want to find a new font. I found the font I want to use. And then I was like, is there another way to do this? And I'm sure somebody's going to come in here and tell me, but I was not about to ask a clanker. I mean, I'm like, let me ask the enemy I'm already mad at. I can't trust you, clankers. And we're going to, I don't know if you know that we're going to talk more about clankers, but we are going to be talking more about clankers, which is why.
I don't know that. But just quickly before we get into Freaky Friday, I do want to say I also watched Aquamarine this week.
Yeah.
And our mortal enemy is in it. Forgot.
Okay, but she's less of our mortal enemy. We're talking about Tammin Sursok. Ever heard of her? She's one of our enemies for sure. Phoebe, I was like, Phoebe, can you believe we have beef with Kim Possible? We have beef with Mose, and we have beef with one of Cecilia's sidekicks in Aquamarine. Like,
and
we
guys,
made
guess what?
it.
We might not have beef with this other sidekick, but we did realize that this is another little cameo in Aquamarine.
Yes.
Gemma from Severance is Cecilia's other friend, who gets replaced halfway through the movie with a girl that Cecilia then fat shames.
I need to go rewatch it because I want to see that moment, because it never registered for me that she was replaced, but when you told me she was in it, I could see her in my head with the blonde hair. And they're all blonde, so you could miss it. You could miss that it's Tam, and you could miss that it's Gemma, but it is.
But something I realized about Aquamarine is that when you're a kid and you're watching movies about older people, they all look the same age.
Yes.
And now I'm watching back and I'm like, wait, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Emma Roberts looks 11. JoJo looks 14. She looks the right age for they're about to go into 8th grade. Sarah Paxton looks, I was Googling all their ages from when they did the movie. Like, they were all around the same age. But
really?
Sarah Paxton, she looks like 20, I feel like, in the fucking movie. There are scenes where she looks younger, but I feel like she definitely looks older than JoJo and Emma Roberts.
Damn.
And then Cecilia and Raymond look like college students.
100%. 100%. Raymond is like a 5 o'clock shadow.
It was like most clear to me as soon as I watched the movie, but also the scene where Claire comes and she like builds up the courage to barge into Raymond's party.
No, I know.
And like tell Raymond
no,
he
and
needs
then
to
she
get it
gets
together.
thrown in the pool. No.
And I'm like, okay, this girl is 11 years old.
I know.
Busting into this party.
And what business do you guys have bullying her? She's
and
11.
The way that Raymond like comes and runs after her and talks to Claire, I'm like, why do you sound like her babysitter? In Sarah Paxton's like her older sister.
Yeah.
And like you're like, where's your sister? I'm gonna go talk to her. I'm gonna go to this. And it's like, so what I was trying to figure out what the actual age dynamics were between everybody, because it's very clear JoJo's about to leave before 8th grade.
Yeah. No, I think that I think Claire and JoJo, I know I'm using they're two different names, but Emma Roberts and
Haley?
JoJo. Yeah, it's Haley. I feel like it's the kind of vibe where it's like they grew up at this beach and they've always had a crush on Raymond, and he's always been like the lifeguard. So they've always known him, but he's not by any means their age. I think that he is probably like a senior in high school.
Yeah.
And I think it's just someone that they've been like, oh my God, he's so dreamy. And he probably knows they have crushes on him. And he probably like taught their swimming classes. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's that kind of vibe.
Like, Cecilia, then it is like, what business do you have acting like this, Cecilia?
To these to these children.
Like when they walk up to that first scene, when they walk past them on the beach and they go, Cecilia's back from camp. I'm like, what camp was Cecilia going to?
I know,
but also
literally.
When they walk past them and Cecilia goes, you are never going to get a tan if you keep wearing those shirts.
Don't say that to the kid. Don't say that
the
to
child.
the child. Thank you. No, I know it's really a bizarre dynamic.
But the movie, I mean, it holds up though. That movie is just
good. It's so
impeccable. And it made me think of when we would drive, when we were staying at Sandpiper before we got the house, and we would go to Island Realty to pick up the key, and the water tower is right in that parking lot. And I feel like we watched Aquamarine going to the beach that year, probably the year I'm picturing in my head, and I was like, oh my God, we're gonna find a mermaid this summer. And we have a water tower right here. It's perfect.
Right here, and that's our old keeper. And I'm on the hunt for some starfish. No,
Mimi and I were talking about Aquamarine, and then it's like quiet for a second. She looks up from her phone. She goes, or no, wait, maybe this wasn't. I'm picturing two different conversations, but this did happen. She goes, completely seriously, so like, do you believe in mermaids?
Well, it's valid. Do you?
And I was like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
I kind of don't want to say no.
I don't want to rule it out. And she goes, what do you mean you don't want to rule it out?
Oh, wait, so she doesn't? You're like,
no.
Okay,
wait,
I thought
this is about to get so much funnier. I was like, well, I mean, I don't know for certain that there are mer people in the ocean. And she goes, I am.
Oh, okay.
She's like, no, I think it's... Mimi basically is living her life like it's a fact. And then she was like, well, what about vampires? And I was like, I mean, same deal. Like, I am kind of like, I don't want to rule it out.
Yeah.
And she's like, that is so interesting. And
Okay,
like, no,
vampires,
Mimi.
I'm going to draw a line.
Hey, Mimi, you're the interesting one in this conversation,
Yeah,
not me.
Not me. Do you know how scared I was of vampires as a kid? I was like, vampires are not only real, but they want me specifically. I thought I was
Remember
Bella
that movie?
Swan.
Did this scare you too? That movie on Disney?
Yep.
My Mom's Date with a Vampire.
Absolutely.
That mansion was... which I know Anthony said My Date with the President's Daughter isn't on Disney Plus. It's not, but My Mom's Date with a Vampire is.
Well, maybe that's what I got confused when I told him that it is. I was so freaked out by vampires. Like, I just remember as a kid, I was like, this is like as spooky as it gets. Like, these are like really like fucking scary things. Like, this is like real shit.
Caroline comes up from the playroom after reading Goosebumps to mom and dad, and she's like, hey guys.
And I specifically,
so I've been doing some light reading.
I specifically remember being scared of them when we were living in the old house and Marlin, not our, like, I was young.
Did we live by a vampire?
I don't know. I just remember in my mind, I'm having this memory of like a vampire sticker or something that I had that I was like, get that shit away from me. Like, it was like around Halloween time, obviously. And like, but I just also remember being so fascinated, always fascinated with the macabre, you know? Anyway, but that was, I said I thought I was Bella Swan. It was before I had seen Twilight. I just thought that I was like, well, my blood obviously smells amazing and people are looking for me. Like, that's sort of how I just thought it was going to happen to me the same way I definitely thought I was going to be kidnapped. Like, I was so sure I'd be kidnapped by somebody driving a pickup truck who had tattoos.
Arya Core.
Yeah, I thought I was like the special one they were looking for. And mom and dad used to be like, Goose, like, just remember, why would somebody choose our house? Think of all the houses on the street, all the houses here, like, and that would make me feel better. I'd be like, yeah, why would they? But then I'm like, I don't fucking know.
No, but then little Caroline goes, I don't know, because I live here.
Because they know about me. Like, I don't. Maybe because of that. No, I know. And I also think, I don't know. Nowadays, so I still tell myself that when I get scared at night. I'm like, okay, why would somebody choose your house? And I always remember, I've got 2 dogs downstairs. Like, I do feel so much fucking safer having dogs. Like, because if something is wrong, I will know quick.
And they're down there, so it's like,
yeah, they will flip out immediately if there's like an intruder, And then Anthony, so I feel safe, but I sometimes just get freaked out. And the Brian Koberger shit has gotten me. I'm like, well, guess what? That question doesn't work anymore now that I know about him. That question, why would they choose our house? There doesn't have to be a fucking reason.
Because they've been circling it.
Because they've been stalking me for months and I had no idea. I just saw a video of these girls who like got an Airbnb and a car pulled into the driveway. And it's the video of the girls pushing all this shit in front of the door, pushing furniture in front of the door. They're freaking out. They're like scared they're like, this person isn't leaving. They just pulled in the driveway and they're just like sitting in our driveway. And some people were commenting like, oh my God, like, yeah, I'm sure all that shit you put in front of the door is going to stop them. Or like, you guys, like, it's probably just the owner. You need to relax. Like they were like, you're being dramatic. And then someone was like, has nobody like heard about the Brian Koberger thing? They're not being dramatic. You can have no clue that somebody has it out for you. You can have no idea that you're a target, And so, sorry to put that thought in all of your heads, but if it's in mine, it's in yours, okay? Are you done with Aquamarine talk now? Or like...
Yeah.
Okay. So Freaky Friday. All right. So you guys, I took a little garden gummy the other night and sat down and watched Freaky Friday. And Anthony was out of town and I laughed so fucking hard. I mean, I didn't remember it being like a full on comedy, and Phoebe and I talked about it a little bit last week. Like, they don't make movies for the whole family like they used to. And someone made a really good point. They were like, I think it's because of streaming, because now it's like, well, the kids can go watch whatever on the kids profile and we can go watch this. We don't need the family movie as much. And for a while there, we were not going to theaters. So it was like, we didn't need that family movie the way that we did back then.
Right.
But I say let's bring it back. I do think Freakier Friday is a great step in that direction. We'll talk about it more later, and we'll talk about it more and more once Phoebe's seen it, but I thought it was really well done. But back to Freaky Friday.
That's good to know, because you always worry with that kind of thing.
I know. I was like, ugh, especially after watching Freaky Friday this week and being like, holy
like, why did we touch
shit.
it?
Like, I'm sorry, the performances in this movie had no business being so good. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis did not have to treat this like it was going to be an Oscar contender, but she did. Like, it was so good. And Lindsay Lohan too. Like, the difference between the characters.
I noticed the way that they write Lindsay Lohan when she's being her mom, of like, she doesn't use contractions as much.
No.
She doesn't say gonna, she says going to.
The way she speaks,
she enunciates
very, like,
every word.
Her posture is different. Like, I wonder if Jamie Lee and Lindsay worked together, and because I'm imagining, like, I would be like, okay, so how would you say this line? Say it to me, and then I'm gonna figure out how to bring
like building the characters together.
Yeah, like, I feel like it would have to be a very collaborative process. But a few notes, I started taking notes as I was watching it. That I don't know what half of them mean, because it was like 3 a.m. and I was watching it and I was cracking up, whatever. But I want to go through a few points, and one of them is Mr. Bates. Mr. Bates is a full-on villain monster. He's not just your run-of-the-mill mean teacher. He's like a predator. He's like a fucking evil, vindictive person. But there's that great moment right in the beginning. Just all these little moments that are so funny, where he's walking around, he's passing out the papers, and he's like... just one of the whistles goes down as he gives the guy the paper. But it is so clear, even before they switch, he just has it out for Anna so fucking much. And it's really inappropriate. Like, knowing what we know, I just
especially,
was like,
I know we see this after they switched, but they pop quiz. It's like, even though her answer was so annoying, but it's like, we watch him walk the other guy to the answer, and then he immediately fails the other. And then he says grades are subjective.
No, they're not. Hey, no, they're not. No, they're not. That guy who does his Hamlet answer when he's asking, like, who was Hamlet, I heard that was an improv line. They, like, improvised it. And the guy kills it. I mean, even these performances where you have one line, like, these people nailed it. He's like,
He's just the guy,
just kind of like doesn't know which
Hamlet,
way's up.
bopping around.
Bopping around, doesn't know which way's up. It's just like so funny. Okay, the next thing I thought was hilarious, Jamie Lee's first client.
Evan?
Oh my God, yes. Where he goes, you're counting the minutes, aren't you? Like, I'm sorry, like I was laughing so hard. The way,
when Anna is beating her mom and he comes in and she's like, I won't answer the phone. And he goes, oh, so you're a liar. You're a liar.
Like, I mean, every single role in this show, the grandpa had me actually
so
in stitches when he comes in and hugs the goth girl, Anna Banana, from the
Which,
back.
by the way,
like,
I'm honestly shocked Selma Blair wasn't
shortlisted for that role. I know, but I remember I loved that girl. I don't know why. And I love that they're all in the new one too.
I'm just so glad we finally have Take Me Away on streaming.
Can you believe we haven't?
It's only been fucking 25
and
years,
we
basically.
all know it. It's monoculture. Everybody knows every word. We haven't had it on streaming
How
services.
was Ultimate the song that's played in the end credits the fucking song that got released in the original one and not the song we hear twice?
I mean, both songs should have been. It's just like,
but yes, but I'm just like, it's
and why are
essentially
the
a musical.
songs so good? That never happens. It's essentially a musical. Yes, thank you.
And the Bowling for Soup song. I know Chad Michael Murray people have his problems with him, but like he is so good in this movie too.
He is so hot in this movie. I remember
the chemistry with Jamie Lee Curtis. Crazy.
Phoebe, it used to make me nervous. I remember I used to watch this and be like, oh, like he makes me kind of nervous, and like it was like icked out in a way because I was too young to understand that maybe I just had a crush on this guy. But I was like, he's a bad boy. Like he is hot, and he was like so smooth that it was like it was.
And he turns out to be just nice enough that it's like. You really like him. But he had that classic, like, 2003. It wasn't quite a soul patch, but, like, for some reason, guys would just grow out the hair on the top of their chin.
It's bizarre to me. It's honestly bizarre to me. Another thing that they never talk about, but in detention, they all give the detention proctor gifts when they walk in. Or they all, like, and it's not a trade. They walk in, like, they buy 2 of whatever detention snack they have and give 1 to the detention monitor. Just these little moments that, like, add so fucking much.
I love the scene in the beginning where she and that girl come across each other and they're in the same shirt and they both like scream and then she turns the shirt inside out.
As if it's the most embarrassing. I was like, wait, we're acting like this is the most embarrassing thing that could possibly happen to a human being. Okay, other thing I wanted to say, the sibling fighting in this. So first thing, justice for Anna, right? If
1000%.
your little brother was Harry,
is so, when Jamie Lee Curtis is trying to take the underwear off his head and she tries to take it off and his feet come off the ground.
I know. And he's always got a little twinkle in his eye. He's so much cuter than I remember him being. But I remember, like, I mean, Anna is a little bratty, but if I were dealing with Harry and the way that, like, Jamie Lee just doesn't see it at all. Like, she literally does not see it at all. And she just thinks that Anna's being ridiculous. And it's like, I'm sorry, if I came home from school and you, Phoebe Connell, were jumping on my bed with your friends and you wearing my bras and reading my diary.
Worse, cousins. People who know you.
Those are cousins. I didn't realize that.
And that the reason she puts the underwear on his head is because she walks in and he's not even doing the worst of it yet when she does that. He's like playing the drumsticks on the guitar. But then she comes back up after band practice and she finds them doing that, like wearing her bras and reading her diary, and she like chases them out of the room, and then we have this amazing, like, the body acting is so good where she realizes that the door isn't there. She like,
goes to slam it like with full force as though it's there, and then it's not, and then she tries, and then she looks and
then she screams.
She's holding the wall. She's like, ah! And we hear the scream downstairs. We just see Jamie Lee sitting completely still at the table as we hear the blood curdling scream, and she runs downstairs. Where is my door? And it is, I don't know, Anna. And the starkness. I thought that scene was like a masterclass. Like, it is so fucking good. And Anna has so many good what? Like, her
I know.
what?
I was talking about Lindsay Lohan's performance in this, and it's just like, it's crazy that I know that there was obviously space between Parent Trap and this, but like, having a run from like 1996 to 2003 of Parent Trap
Oh,
Freaky Friday, Mean Girls, and also Confessions of the Teenage Drama Queen. I don't remember when that came out, but like amazing stuff right there.
Her
And
era.
she's just such a star, and I do like. I know we're having a renaissance for her now, and I'm so happy about that. But imagine what her career could have turned into had her young adulthood looked different. Because I mean, I think people would have just been more ready to take her seriously as she grew up.
Yeah, because
having to fight her way back in.
Exactly.
It's like.
And fighting her way in through a movie like this is tough because people are going to look at it as
and then you
juvenile.
compound that with the Netflix movies she's doing and like
and
maybe that's what she loves, like if that's what she wants to be doing, that's perfect. But I just feel like it's interesting to think about where her career could have gone, seeing the performances she was delivering at such a young age.
Yeah, it is.
Because she was 16 when she did this movie. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it is insane. But I do think she's definitely planning on like being back in. I mean, the press tour, the outfits she's been doing, like she has got a team, her look, like she is fully buying into this, the different things she's doing. So I do feel like she's back on the scene to stay. And I'm really excited about it because I really also enjoyed her in the new movie. But that scene after like the first big moment where she puts the underwear on Harry's head and they're screaming at each other. And then she opens the garage door and goes in and like everyone has heard all the screaming. And they're like, is everything okay? She's like, I'm fine. Let's just play. And they start. And I was like, that is the most classic shit. Like I remember like I would be so fucking mad. You or I or Lily and I would get in a fight and mom would be like, there's like it'd be a thing, but I would have friends over. And so then I would go downstairs fuming. I would be so fucking mad. I just got in a screaming argument with my family. All my friends heard it through the basement floor. And they're like, should we go? And I'm like, no, what? Let's play. I want to play the game. We were playing. And it's like, they don't want to hang out with me anymore because now I'm in a bad mood. But that is I was like, everybody can relate to that. No, everything's fine. What?
And
like,
I love the way it's shot when she comes in through the thing. We follow her through the beaded curtain. She picks up the guitar. She immediately starts playing. And the faces we see on the rest of the band where they're just like,
okay, well, we're just gonna play again. A few things that I think you and I will be aligned with. One is the attitude towards Tess from her friends. I'm like, okay, Anna can say that. You guys need to watch your mouth. She's allowing you to practice in this garage.
That's okay. That I had a similar thought because like we are acting like Tess is like so strict, and then we see the garage and I'm like, but she lets the garage look like this.
She lets you practice this loud ass music every day. She makes you turn it off at a certain point. Anna, you had detention, so Anna, you were late.
She lets you like all the decoration. You're taking up the entire garage, all this stuff.
She lets your hair look like that. Your hair looks bad, girl. But I do also think
iconic.
They did, like, watching this older now, like they did need a Freaky Friday because to the truth is Tess had no idea, like, and her getting to see how Harry acts, I was like, vindication for the older siblings of the world.
And
like
Jamie, acting with Harry when she's being Anna is
when she turns
so
around and sticks her tongue out at him over the. I mean, he's like, what the fuck? It's so good.
And then the scene when we find out that and this is such like siblinghood. Oh my God, the paper. Where the paper, and he goes, don't tell Anna. And she's like, why wouldn't you want Anna to see this? And he's like, because we have too much fun fighting.
Oh,
and it's like,
I know.
Yes, sometimes I think parents need to like, there's always that thing where it's like when you're laughing and having fun, your parents hear it as fighting and they're like, stop. And it's like, no, we're this is just fun for us.
Right, exactly.
we're just having fun. But another note that I had about the movie that I thought was interesting was, two things. One, the concept of even broaching the subject of missing your mom's rehearsal dinner.
This is something we really need to get into.
Is crazy. Additionally, that Friday, Anna wouldn't be going to school.
I agree.
Tess wouldn't be having that interview. I know that it was necessary for the plot.
That interview would not be happening on the day of your rehearsal dinner. I do think it's
interesting that like we're going through this entire. I'm like, this is the day of your rehearsal dinner.
But I wonder if that is part of it, where it's like Tess is so busy, she's so preoccupied with her own life that she is missing what's going on in her kids' lives, you know? And so I wonder if that also helps move that story, where it's like she has all this shit going on, and that's part of the problem. Like that's part of why she's so disconnected, even though she's this therapist and she seems like she should be so tuned into everything. It's like she's actually missing a lot, and she sort of needed this change in perspective to see that as well. But I wanted to know what you thought about, like, are you asking mom? Here's the thing though. I am going to play devil's advocate for a second, because I'm like, okay, let's just put ourselves in Anna's shoes for a second. This is her mom's second marriage, and Anna is still not over her father dying. And we especially see that because in the car, which is I think is so fucking funny, Tess is talking to Ryan, and he's like, says something about are you getting nervous about the wedding, or are you thinking about so and so? And she goes, oh no, I'm good. And just how quickly I've been able to get over it. Like says something about oh, you mean because her husband died and how quickly I've been able to get over it. And I thought it was so funny, the line reading, but I'm also like, yeah, that's how Anna feels. Like that is Anna letting us all know that she's still mourning her father and she doesn't like that her mom is moving on. And maybe Tess, as a therapist, like you should have thought about a little bit more about your children. Like, are your kids in therapy? They lost their father. Like, you should have thought about how they're coping, not how you're moving on and they're still stuck in this past. They're not getting the emotional support and love from Ryan that you are. You know, he's trying, but it's not the same. So you're able to compartmentalize and move on maybe a little bit easier than these kids are because they don't have the thing to the placeholder. And so all the resistance, so there's that. It's not like it's her first marriage ever, you know, it's her second marriage. They don't like the guy. And this is a huge opportunity for this band.
Yeah.
And we have every reason to believe that Tess is supportive of the band up until this point because they are rehearsing in the garage and they are doing these things. So I was low-key like, I honestly could see mom being like, you have to be there for the run through, but then if you need to go play, you can
then
go
come
play
back.
and
I could,
come back.
yeah. Maybe.
And so in that way, I did feel like I was like, I can understand how she thought that her mom might say yes. I can understand her asking her mom. I know it's crazy to be like, I'm going to miss. What I thought was more crazy is that her friends were like, you can miss.
Yeah.
Like, I think Anna can have a moment of, I might be able to, but her friends need to be like, oh my God, no, you can't miss it. We've got to figure something else out. Right?
Exactly. Like, I agree. They were doing a little too much.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments of the movie was when Ryan has that conversation with Tess, but it's Anna, and he like is able to shed all that light to Anna of what he's like, what she's not understanding as the teen kid. She doesn't get to see the side of Ryan and how the conversations look between him and Tess.
And to see that he's just a little boy, you know, who does love his sister.
Oh no! I'm saying Ryan, the husband.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking Harry. I'm sorry.
No, the conversation at the end where she's like, oh, like he's actually a really good guy and he cares about my mom so much and he's just let me do this really cool thing. And then he encourages my mom to go and see. And he says, I know that's where you want to be. So go be there.
Right. And I remember watching that as a kid and being like, he's so mad at her. He's so being mean. I know it's where you want to be. Like it felt like he was being mean. But now as an adult, like it really is exactly what the fortune cookie says, where it's like selfless love will bring you back. That's what this whole thing is about. And like what Ryan showed is that he has that and that's how you know you're in love, when you put somebody else's happiness and needs before your own. Like he saw that in that moment and he knows he's going to be second to these kids and he, you know, was okay with that. And like,
and it's almost like Anna needed to hear that he knows that and that he's okay with it and that he's encouraging it and that they're never going to be second place.
And she needed to want that for her mom. She needed to see what a great guy Ryan was and think, okay, I want my mom to have this more than I want maybe not more than I want my dad, but more than I want her to not be with anybody, you know, like more than I want her to be unhappy with me. I want her to have this. Like she deserves to have it. So it's just like gorgeous moment. There was
one thing about visually the movie and thinking about and it obviously makes me so excited to see the new movie, but I've noticed this in newer movies. I think this could be part of the problem. But movies, and I know that it's like film, like it's like the difference between film and digital, but like there's just a warmth to the way the movie looks, and I like that it's not super clear. Like I like that it's not like I'm seeing it with my own eyeballs. I like that I'm watching a movie, whereas then like the trailer for the new one, it's like, this looks like, not that it was shot on an iPhone in a bad way. I just mean like it's so clear.
Yes.
And it kind of, for me, like it's too polished.
It does. It makes it feel a little bit too like shiny.
To me, weirdly, it kind of cheapens it.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. It didn't bother me that much when I was watching it.
Not just about this movie. I mean, generally.
Well, totally. I totally agree. They did a really good job of walking the line between making this modern and putting in those references and all of those things and they poked fun at it, which I really liked. Like they have some jokes about, I mean, I don't remember all the jokes yet, but they have some like really goofy jokes playing into how politically correct we all are and like how Gen Z is in that way, where they're poking fun at it in a way
Which
that
I think
still
makes it a good
acknowledges
family movie.
Yeah, like
because that's like
it's not
mom and I both like Hacks because she thinks it's funny when Jean Smart is like, oh, you can't say that and you can't do this, you can't
right,
like,
right.
She and I
Yes, 100%. And so it does a really nice job of that. I think it's really strong. Jamie Lee, another thing I have this respect now in the newer movie for the way that Jamie Lee commits. I mean, because I don't want to ruin it for you, but the gusto,
the Jamie Lee Curtis Award for Best Gusto. Was that what the Culture Award was?
It is. And that's a great segue because we'll move right into this. But I was laughing so hard at Jamie Lee Curtis in this movie. Like, she is really, really funny. We all really enjoyed it. There's a blooper reel at the end. Like, do you remember when we used to get fucking bloopers at the ends of movies? And they're great bloopers. I don't know if there is one at the end of much fun together.
I don't know if there is one at the end of Ramona and Beezus, but it makes me think of that movie, Blooper Reels.
Yeah, like, I just feel like a lot of those movies used to have it, and now they don't.
That was such a good movie. That was peak Selena Gomez.
Oh, it for sure was.
And OG Joey King.
As OG as it gets, Joey King.
Wait, Caroline and I kind of Ramona and Beezus coded.
We very much are Ramona and Beezus coded, except for I think Beezus is like not that nice in the movie, though.
Isn't Beezus the younger one?
No, Beezus is the older one because it's Beatrice, but Ramona can't say it, so she calls her Beezus.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about. So I really needed to like have a conversation about Freaky Friday. The scoring is so good. The way they set up the scenes, like, it's so creative. There's one where it is just we see like the chin down, and it's Ryan and the grandpa. They're both drinking coffee, and all we hear is. Ah! We hear screaming upstairs, and they just sip their coffee and they're like, really good weather we're having, and they just like don't acknowledge the scream. And then we go up and it's the moment where she's like, I'm like the crypt keeper. It's that moment, but it's like the introduction to that is so good. Like, they have so much amazing framing and character work, and it's just really like a top-notch film. I fucking loved it. I can't wait till you see Freakier Friday so we can talk about it. But I saw it. I loved it. A couple things I want to note. We went to P.F. Chang's ahead of time, and we got the Freaky Friday cocktails. They were good. I was like, hilarious that we're having a Freaky Friday collab at P.F. Chang's.
Wait, it's so funny that and like, I'm like, was that just that P.F. Chang's? Because I know they're right by a movie theater.
That thing looked branded as fuck. I feel like P.F. Chang's are usually around it because there's one kind of close to a movie theater in Charleston. Like, I feel like that usually ends up close to a movie theater sometimes. It's like one of those, right? Like Fridays could end up close to a movie theater. I don't know. Okay, the other thing is that Cinemark had no Freaky Friday swag to sell me. None. Like, they didn't have they had all kinds of other popcorn buckets for different movies. Nothing for Freaky Friday. And I asked, I was like, have you just not gotten it yet? Like, are you going to get some?
Interesting.
And she goes, no, we would already have it.
AMC. Well, I didn't see it when I went on.
They're not doing
the Thursday.
It's not that.
But then who is the theater that's doing that?
I'll tell you. It's called like Marcus Theaters or something, and there is exactly one in Pittsburgh, and it's Century 3.
Far.
I'm like, I'm not going out there to get this, but like, why is this random theater that like having this instead of like an AMC or a Cinemark?
Caroline texted in the in our group chat with Mom, our pod chat, and it's
called Connell Momager and Co.
talking about the movie, and she goes, I got tired of the seat, or so you said something about getting tired of the seat, so I had to go. I missed part of the movie, and I forgot Caroline had kidney stones. So in my brain, I was like, oh my god, she's addicted to D-Box.
No,
she got D-Box seats for Freaky Friday.
Phoebe thought I got D-Box. Hell no. I was just in pain sitting for so long, as I am now, because of my stones. So thanks. I actually found out what actually makes your kidney stones hurt, by the way. It's not the actual rock. The rock, as it's passing through to your bladder, it gets like stuck. And so nothing can get out of your kidney. So your kidney gets so swollen. That's what the pain is.
That's crazy. I just figured they're always so jagged and like gross looking.
But doesn't that make more sense when you think about how painful it is for people? Like, that it's not the actual stone. Like, it's just, it's uncomfortable, the stone. But like, what's actually hurting you is that your kidney is pressing against everything else and so swollen. So I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense with like how this feels. Cause I was like, this rock is doing all this, like, this is crazy. So anyway, all right, let's talk about the Las Culturistas
This rock and
Culture
company.
Awards. Rock, well, true. Thank you. Thanks for reminding me of that. Okay, LCCAs. Let's get into it. Oh, what an amazing night of television, of theater, if you will.
I loved it so much.
I know.
I was filled with glee.
No, seriously. It was so special. It was just special, like, also to think of people at home who don't listen to Las Culturistas, who
Except our mom,
who, quote, didn't get it. And I wasn't going to say that on here because I don't want, like, an angry mob to come to our house. But, like, yeah, she said she didn't
but
really
we're the
get
angry
it.
mob.
But let's talk about Kelly, who watched it with me, you know, and she sees all the celebrities as they're showing everyone who's there. And she was like, this is, like, the most random group of people, but also, like, the most ideal, perfect. I was like, yeah, this is like if you threw me a surprise party and I got to make the guest list, none of you would be on there. It would be all of these people. Like, that's what this guest list is. And then they're making jokes, they're doing the like categories, and Kelly is laughing out loud over and over. And I was like, oh my God, okay. Because I was a little worried that like she might not get it.
Yeah, I worry about the same thing with people with anything really Lost Culture related, because it is such a inside joke kind of thing.
Yeah,
or like
it really is.
And it's not like the awards are inside jokes. Some of them are, but like the concept of the kinds of categories.
Yeah, I did wish, because I think a lot of people didn't like, or were watching this because it was promoted on Bravo, or it was just after the Valley reunion or whatever reason. So they maybe weren't exactly sure what they were. And I do wish they had, for some of the categories, they had given a little bit. Like, especially the ones that were just quick audience moments. So when the girl did the never award, like favorite word to whisper, favorite word to yell, both were never. But I was like, read the other ones, because it's like really funny.
Right, yeah. I wish two things. One, in the monologue, there should have been a bit more lore to what they were, to explain it to the Bravo audience.
I wanted them to do the readers, Kyle's, Katie's thing.
To kind of rope the viewers, post-Valley reunion viewers in, and get them to stay and understand and commit to the bit with them. Mom might have liked it more if she understood why there were these weird awards. I also think obviously it was great to get the more people focused awards there, so they could have people like accept the award. That was fun. But I do think they should have included, I think that's what you're saying, like other outlandish awards, so people are like, oh, like there are so many categories, and they're like all kind of weird and fun.
And it would have been cool if they were like, maybe in between commercials they could put something on the screen that was like, for a list of the full nominees, like, scan this QR code and here's a sheet with everything, you know? Or maybe next year, if they do it again, I'm sure they will, they should do ballots. They should have ballots out there so that people can see it ahead of time and sort of like know what they're looking, you know, like that might be something neat to try with it. I also think another thing that could be cool is if you had, for some of these smaller awards that are just going to get the like a little bit of treatment, maybe you have a publicist, a reader, a Kyle, a Katie, introduce those. And at that time, you're like, oh, to introduce who this person is, we're going to tell you what a publicist is. We're going to tell you what you know, like that could have been a neat way to also like nod to the podcast. Now, listen, none of these are complaints. These are just things that I think like, because I want everybody to love it the way that we love it. Yeah. So that's just some things I was thinking. What were some highlights for you from the night?
I liked that they had people like Kristen Wiig and Anna Gasteyer doing like they were in the costume in the audience to come up and accept the award. I thought that was so fun.
Did you hear what Kristen Wiig said about during the dress rehearsal?
No.
So she gets up there to do her dress rehearsal, and she sees like they have the headshots of everybody on the chairs, on the seats. And so she looks out in the audience as she's doing her bit, and she sees Miriam Cosby's like picture, and she goes,
"Did she shriek?
What?" She's like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And they're like, what? And she's like, I'm nervous. And they're like, of Miriam, she's like, yeah. And you know what? She'd be the one making me the most nervous too, because you know she doesn't fucking get it. Even though, I'm sorry, the Salt Lake City moment with Mary having her comedic timing, I thought it was great.
So
she waited
funny.
for the laugh to finish before she stepped in with her. I really thought that was awesome. And that took time and organization. You know it did.
And I love that we got our little sneak peek of Salt Lake, where Mary is begging to be able to resuscitate a fish that she has just fished.
I mean, this season's gonna be gold. We don't expect anything less, but it definitely is.
And I do Lisa Rinna, like that was, I just love that.
The
like
Lisa Rinna moments were some of my. Every time she came out in a new costume, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe she's doing this. They had her. If you missed
so
it,
much fun.
Yes, they had her do. It was like most influential outfit or something like that. It wasn't like best outfit. It was just like most important outfit. So the first one was Demi Moore in The Substance and her yellow rain jacket. And Lisa Rinna comes out. It's giving Coraline when she comes out with the glasses and the long hair. But she's acting like her. The next one is like a Timothy Chalamet outfit at a Knicks game. And she's like doing the Chloe Five. I'm like, yeah. Like up. I was like, okay, comedian. Okay, comedian. Two ends and an E.
In the Pedro Pascal outfit, and she's posing like him, and then like she's a mustache on, like fully going for it. And the last one was probably her favorite because I'm sure she was like making fun of her daughters, but it was like
100%.
When a pretty girl goes to Starbucks and just sweatpants and a tank top.
I thought it was so funny that they got her to do that, and I just loved how everybody was so committed.
Bought into it.
Like, that's what it needs. And that, if you're any young theater people listening to this, or you teach young theater people, this is like a perfect example of why it matters. Like, the second that you are not completely bought into what you're doing,
it's like what Allison Williams said.
You can't wink at the camera.
Yeah.
You can't have a moment of, oh my God, I know I look stupid. You have to go so far. And even if you feel stupid doing it, you're probably doing it right. You need to feel stupid. You need to be doing it so intensely. Like, it's why people say acting is embarrassing, because they're like, oh my God, you both had to just agree to like fully go for this
play
together. Yeah, and it's like, but when you really commit, look how fucking good it is. People are laughing with you if you commit. If you don't commit, they are laughing at you. And I just thought it was brilliant.
Which is why Meg Stalter works, because she made me, when she got out there and she goes, guys, I lost my phone. No, I'm serious. I'm like sick to my stomach. And then she like the way she's able to make her voice sound, so it feels real. And then she's like, yeah, Benny, drama, maybe a little less drama, maybe more looking for my phone. We were talking earlier. We were hanging out earlier.
I loved watching the audience reactions too. Like, they were having so much fun. The one part where they said, stand up if you have a podcast, and they had every single person in the room stand up, and they said, we are the problem. I was like, yeah. Loved Paige DeSorbo winning the Allison Williams Cool Girl Award. I thought that was
She goes,
great.
Every girl is a cool girl, and then she just describes all the iterations of herself.
She goes, if you have long brown hair, if you are a brunette, if you are on Summer House, or if you are on Winter House. This goes out to all the cool girls who are me. And then later on, they're like, okay, and going to introduce this award is Paige DeSorbo. Oh, no, okay, she left immediately after the Cool Girl Award. Yep. It's like so funny.
For me, my performance of the night was Pat Regan.
Oh, sweet.
When he walks out there and he is like, I'm gonna do this, but I just want to say, he goes,
I went for in between gay guy.
He goes, when I walk into a room, I am sure to leave the gate open for the next in between gay guy behind me. And he goes, and now to introduce the actual presenter.
I thought it was so fun. I also love when Pat gets an opportunity to be in front of the camera. You know what I mean? And like, so people.
Look,
and
Kat,
I had to say to Kelly, I was like, Kelly, let me tell you who this is. Yeah, where was Kat? One thing I also forgot about, or I don't know if I knew about it at all, but Phoebe and I are on the case, is that Matt and Bowen didn't speak for 6 months and they were still doing the podcast.
Imagine us.
No, I don't think it's possible. Like, how did they do that? Bowen said, apparently it was when they went on Michelle Obama's podcast, they talked a little bit about it, but they mentioned there was also, I guess, an incident where Bowen screamed at Matt from his Wicked trailer. Yeah.
I don't like the sound
and
of that.
People are saying that the 6 months, a lot of people thought it was because I found out some more information about their SNL auditions. So they both went in, they both auditioned, and they both got holding deals. So they were both like, they weren't allowed to accept any other TV contracts. They both got deals from NBC. And then Bowen is the only one who got it. And I believe that people are saying it's either like that they think that is when they weren't speaking. Like, and Bowen said it's the only time he felt he had to perform his friendship with Matt. I know.
Which, like, I don't like.
I don't like it, but I'm also like, I don't know. It's so hard. I need to find more information about it. I think they're talking about it more, so maybe we'll get more information about it. But thank God they worked it out because,
Dude, yeah.
Can you imagine if we didn't have them? If we didn't have the LCCAs?
But I don't like the idea that he yelled at him because that's just like
it makes me
confirming
sick.
stuff. It's like
I know
what we've been worried about all along.
I know, but we don't know the context. We don't know what happened, so
Right.
I don't want to go there. All right. Anything else to say about the LCCAs? For now.
Go stream Diet Pepsi by
Ben Platt. Okay.
I'm also like
So good.
it was so good. Why
Can't believe he
didn't-
sung twice.
I wish that we had I don't know I need a tell all from Noah, Ben, or Molly. I just need it. I need to know what happened.
Yeah.
I need to know what happened.
I know.
And I can't
call us parasocial.
I can't see Ben Platt and Noah Galvin without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
really Molly Gordon.
I can't see Molly
But-
Gordon without thinking about it.
I am going to probably watch Theater Camp tonight as well.
All right. So if you're on TikTok, I know you've freaking seen it. We've got this girl, Kendra, who fell in love with her psychiatrist. And she has posted, I think we're up to like 60 something parts of this.
That's what I saw. But I haven't even I haven't watched any of her. I watched one of her videos. I've only I only know the story through the words of others.
Okay. Well, that's how you're about to hear it from me too. But I did watch every single one of her videos last night because I was watching it from other people and I was just like, it just wasn't hitting for me. Like I was like, okay, it's crazy, but like, I just like don't care that much.
There's crazy in her eyes.
Yeah. When I was like, I finally was like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking watch like one of her videos. If I can't stomach it, I'll stop. Oh, I watched the entire thing. I watched it on 2 times speed because she speaks at the pace of molasses, literally. But I'm going to explain to you guys what is happening here. And I'm going to do it as delicately as I can because this woman is obviously experiencing some sort of mental health crisis. She's adamant that she is not. And I just don't see that as a possibility. But, you know, it's okay. All right. So a couple things you need to know is that this woman named Kendra, she's an ADHD coach. She's a yoga instructor, and she's a practitioner of spiritual response therapy. She posts about ADHD. She posts about mental health. That's what she does. So she launches this big series, and it's basically called I Fell in Love with My Psychiatrist. He knew and kept me until I had the strength to leave. And so at first it's like, okay, oh my God, this sounds like a crazy story. And then we hear all about this. So she does a remote intake with this guy and she sees that he's the same age as her and that he's attractive. And she starts just kind of noticing it. And she says she had a trauma bond with him. Like that's what she got. And so she's telling us that he's like blurring these lines. He's making her feel really seen. He's making her feel really special. One day she asked him like, what kind of glasses did he like or something? And he said, oh, I like tortoiseshell glasses. And so she was like, and I was wearing tortoiseshell glasses. So I know that he felt it too, that he was falling in love with me when he said that. Now, we've since found this psychiatrist online. He has tortoiseshell glasses. So he fucking said that because they're his. He was not trying to give you a compliment. He said it because she took that immediately. One day she said to him, can I call you by your first name? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, you're in love with me. Like that was also enough. It's like,
she's
I
like
think
how
I
we
call
make
my
fun of
psychiatrist-
Aria.
Yes. I think I call my psychiatrist by her first name. Like it's not that weird. I don't even know if I call her anything.
You're both adults. Like
I don't know if I have to call her anything. You know what I mean? Like we're just talking. And here's the thing also that a lot of people are getting wrong online. So I just want you to know there's a difference between a psychiatrist and a therapist. A psychiatrist is somebody who can prescribe medicine and they're not a therapist. You are meeting with them maybe once a month. If you're in the middle of a med switch, you could go up to like every 3 months. But she was there for ADHD medicine, which requires a visit every single month. Okay. So she's going there once a month. She also has a therapist that she's meeting with weekly. And this therapist is a 75-year-old woman who has a PhD, and she keeps saying this. And I will say right now, like there are moments in this story that Kendra's talking about that I'm like, okay, you were failed in a way by some of your mental health team. Your therapist, I mean, she was going into her sessions and she says this all, she's like not hiding anything on her. She's like, I told her all about how in love I am with my psychiatrist. I told her I had a sex dream about my psychiatrist. I told her all these things. And like, she told me I should tell my psychiatrist about it. She told me I should tell him. She didn't ever tell me you need to find a new psychiatrist, nothing like that. Like she was like into it.
That's crazy.
So Kendra ends up telling her psychiatrist that she's a crush on him. And at this moment, she's like, he should have kicked me out at that moment and made me find a new psychiatrist. I don't know. I'm like, did he not take you seriously? Maybe like, is the way that you said it, was it something else? You were only meeting virtually. He may have just felt like it was fine. You know, he was just trying to get you your meds. So she goes in and tells him about the sex dream one day. And she's like, he got visibly uncomfortable, but I told him like we were having sex right here in this office. And she's like saying, oh, because she started going in person.
Well, didn't she go in person and she like gave him a massive hug?
Yeah. So she finds out, she asked him one day if he takes clients in person. He said no. He said, I do them in my, I take the calls in my office, but I don't take clients in person. So that tells me right away, he wouldn't have felt safe with her in person. She ends up calling the office one day and she's like, does he take appointments in person? And they said, yeah. And she said, that's what I want my next appointment to be. So she showed up in person. He walks out to see her and she was so excited to meet him. She had gotten all like dressed up. She goes up, gives him a huge hug. And she's like, he seemed so uncomfortable. He was ice cold. And that's another thing she said, that he would like push and pull her. Sometimes he'd be warm. Sometimes he'd be ice cold. Like he was trying to like set these boundaries, but he loved that she was falling in love with him. He loved that she was pushing the boundaries. And she would tell her friends about this and her friends would say, one day he is going to have to say, Kendra, I am in love with you. I cannot keep being your psychiatrist. We have to stop this so that we can be together. Like she believed that this was going to happen. So she tells him about the sex dream in the room when he like visibly gets very uncomfortable. She thought he was getting uncomfortable because like he was turned on basically. Like she thought he was into it. All of these things, she's like, this is confirmation that he's in love with me too. I didn't know he reciprocated feelings until this moment, until he did this. Like, it's like, what feelings? And she's like, he made it so that I loved him. He made me fall in love with him on purpose and was setting all these boundaries, whatever. She thought him saying the thing about the glasses was manipulative. She thought that like anything was so manipulative. It's crazy. Okay, wait, I've got a few more. Oh, this was crazy. So she gets into a car accident, a really like bad car accident, and she's got internal injuries. But she had an in-person appointment scheduled for the next day with
I
her
heard
doctor.
about that part, yeah.
And so she is like talking to the hospital and they're like, well, you need to cancel that appointment and you just need to come straight to the hospital because you have internal injuries. We need to figure it out. She ends up not doing that. She's like, well, I'm just going to go after my appointment because I don't want to miss my appointment and wait another month to see him. So she goes to her appointment. She tells him that she was in this car accident, has these injuries, and that she's going to the hospital after. She says because he didn't stop and tell her she needed to go to the hospital right away, that was like him being evil. That was him not taking care of her, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that she put that off because she had to see him, like there are so many things that it's so clear that she's not operating out of a place of like her right mind or sanity. And it's really like a shame. All right. So then she starts talking to ChatGPT and she names her ChatGPT Henry. And it seems like she's also like a little bit in love with Henry.
That's what I think too.
She keeps asking him for advice, telling him all these things, and then taking his advice and reading them to her psychiatrist as like, this is what Henry
I'm like,
said.
dude, you
this is
have
where
to
I'm
terminate
like,
this.
I know. That's where I do believe like he could have said something's going on here. Now, we don't know. Some people have looked into it and they've seen that because she did say his first name. So people found him. And some people have said that he specializes in schizophrenia. There could be more going on. Like, we don't know. She says she was only going for ADHD, but we don't know. Like, it could be anything. There could be more to this story. We're
only getting
an
her
unreliable
perspective.
narrator. Yeah, 100%.
Certainly.
So she's talking to her ChatGPT therapist, and a lot of people believe she has AI-induced psychosis. They've just recently challenged her to stop talking. I just saw like a clip from one of her lives. She took 24 hours off of AI, and she said she won't be able to do it any longer, and that tomorrow she'll be going back. And like she'll do all these lives where she just like asks the AI a question, and then the AI will answer. She now has another AI therapist named Claude that she also talks to, but they're both like ChatGPT. Apparently Henry stopped talking to her. I don't know what that means. I don't know anything about that, whatever. So one day
AI stuff has really been
really
about
crazy.
Our future.
Yes. So
not just this, but like the Daily a couple months ago did an episode about the people that are in relationships, fully in human relationships, and then also with AI.
No, it's so weird and creepy. And to think that like I didn't even realize you could have it be a voice, so it's like a full conversation you're having. But there and the other thing is that like she's giving care to other people. So she is like a life coach. She is an ADHD coach. She is a counselor. Like she's doing this. She's talking to her therapist about all this shit. One day she decides she doesn't need to see her therapist anymore. And she just was like, by the way, it's our last session today. And her therapist was like, wait, we have like a protocol. Like can you come back in? She's like, she was begging me to come back in. I was like, I'm not doing that for you. I'm not coming back in just for you. But like we saw the email, she's not begging. There was no beg. Like she's so disconnected from reality. So she goes on and makes this big series about this story, and she tells the story. And I mean, you can see in her eyes that this girl is not well. And she's talking and telling the story, and it just sounds like, as I'm listening to it, I'm just like, oh my God. Like you just realize like how she is so not connected. She's explained that her family is very concerned about her. She goes in to teach a yoga class the next day after she posts all these. And she just opens up to the class. She tells them all about what's been going on with her, about her lives, about everything. And she then gets an email from the yoga studio. They're like, hey, can you come in? We need to talk to you. And she's like, no, I'm not going to come in, no. And they're like, okay, you're not in trouble. Like, we just want to talk to you about like what's going on. And she's like, look, if you want to remove me from your practice, that's fine. And they were like, okay, then we will. And so she goes, okay, great. And she goes on and basically says, like, I was fired for this because of this, because I'm protecting myself and I'm speaking up for myself and I'm speaking up to people and blah, 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 blah. It's crazy. She was using like pendulums and stuff to justify the things that she was saying. I believe she's a bunch of face tattoos right here. Sometimes they're covered up with makeup, but I can't really tell what's going on. I mean, this woman, it's deeply concerning. It's deeply concerning. And she won't stop. Like, she's not going to stop until people stop getting on her lives, because now she's charging people $3 if you want to join her lives. Like, she's making money off of this now. This psychiatrist's life is probably ruined, but he did make a video saying I like never had any feelings for her, obviously, and I didn't know, but whatever. So that's going on right now. It's rocking TikTok. If you haven't seen it, I don't know how. But if you have seen it, I do recommend at least watching a few of her videos, because you cannot get the full gist of like this woman or this situation unless you actually hear it from her and you like see it in her eyes. She'll have like these crazy moments of laughter where she'll laugh like so hard, like out of nowhere, and then go right back to normal. Like it's really interesting to watch is what I'll say. Comments are off. Thank God for that. But you, and especially you, Phoebe, you should go watch a few of hers. Like,
I mean, I have
get
seen them. I just mean for the most part, I know the story through other videos about it. But I've watched her videos before. I haven't watched all 67.
Well, okay. Well, you all should go watch some of these and watch a few. Like, get into it. Really start following her story. All right. So I just wanted to talk about it because it's all I've been seeing and it's crazy. And I wanted to talk about Hunting Wives, but Phoebe doesn't even know that the main character, basically, besides Brittany Snow, is the sister from 27 Dresses, because we hit on in the Thursday episode from the future that she has never seen 27 Dresses. And it's actually going to make me freaking croak. It's actually going to make me blow a freaking gasket.
I'm going to watch it tonight. Don't worry.
Okay, I love to hear that. Text me, live text during it. All right, let's get into our rotations. I'm on Dream. Let me see.
We'll talk about Big Brother on the podcast, everybody.
Yeah. Sorry, we're in a little bit of a rush wrapping this up here. Okay, first up on my Dream rotation is Angie K. I thought she was fabulous at the LCCAs. I love her commitment to our guys, Matt and Bowen. And I'm so ready for the next season. A clip just surfaced of the high body count hair moment in its entirety. And I'm sorry, it's TV gold. I mean, it's just so fucking good. So that is number one. Number two, I'm going to go ahead and put Matt and Bowen. It's just easy. I have to. Were they on yours last week? I don't remember, but
I don't think they were.
The LCCAs was so fun. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should. If you don't listen to Las Culturistas, I think it's time. I think, what are you waiting for? They are another pop culture podcast that you have our blessing to go listen to. So go check that out for sure. And that's my rotation. Time for yours.
My rotation is Kendra.
Yes. Kendra, who we just spoke about, is in love with her psychiatrist.
Morgan from Big Brother.
Oh my God.
She's so insufferable.
Guys,
I can't stand her.
If you're watching, you know.
If she's making me take sides with Keanu in a conversation, then you know things are pretty serious.
Is it the conversation where Morgan is
so fucking funny? Morgan is like, I really can't decide. I really can't tell if it came down to me and Lauren who Zach would pick. I'm like, well, he's in love with one of you and he can't stand the other one. So it's, and Keanu goes, yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty easy.
He goes, I don't actually think that's a question at all. If I'm being honest, I don't think that's a question at all. She's like, I gotta go talk to someone. I was like, oh my God, her getting up and leaving.
And I really didn't appreciate her and Mickey during Mickey's HOH. I think they are mean. I think they really don't like the way that they were behaving.
I don't either.
And they also, I just think it was poor gameplay also.
Yes. And Morgan, most importantly, and Morgan, you're a gamer.
Stop acting like you guys are like really playing this game, and Ava, who sleeps 16 hours a day, isn't playing the game when she's about to have the best HOH of the season.
She's actually doing real shit. Like, she's running an HOH the way she wants to run it, which is
just
more than
you
can't
you could see it, Vinny, doesn't mean it's not happening.
No, exactly. And also Morgan said, there was a clip where she's like, I have been fighting for my life every week in this house. Girl, you haven't touched the block.
Literally.
You have not touched the block. Shut up. So anyway, yeah.
And then last is Janet from the Valley, of course.
And she'll just probably stay there.
Yeah.
And she'll just probably stay there. Did we talk about part 2 of the reunion?
No, but it got worse for Janet. I don't understand why we're digging our heels in on this Danny Hill.
No.
And Jasmine, well, first of all, I'm a little bit confused. There was something where I was like, oh, Janet and Jason started answering for Jasmine. When Jasmine got introduced in the conversation, and Jasmine was like, well, I didn't really appreciate. She started saying, and I'm like, okay, but Danny asked you if the apology was okay multiple times a year after it happened. And you guys, like, I understand why he thought it was put to bed. I'm not saying you have to get over it, Jasmine, but like, you made Danny think you had.
I think he took your word for it. I think he believed.
And now you're bringing this up now when everybody else is dogpiling on him about it, and now he's like confused. And now Janet and Jason can be like, see, and then they start answering for these things that Nia and Danny are saying. They're answering for Jasmine, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. It's not your business. Why do you care so much?
I just, and especially given like the juxtaposition of having Danny and Jax on the same stage, I'm just like, how are we even having this conversation? Like, and how is it not just so instantly obvious that Janet is a complete and total villain to everyone on this stage? You know, like, I know we all know that
at all. And Brittany, stop playing both sides. You can't. When Janet acts the way that she acts and Kristen acts the way that she acts, it's just not comparable.
No, it's just not. And I mean, everybody who's been saying it online is making a good point. What does Jax have on Jason? Jax has to have something on them, or they feel indebted to him in some way, because
maybe they
otherwise,
got him on his show.
I guess so. I don't know, but his show. I just think it's really deplorable. And if this is all coming from a place of vindication and revenge because you're mad that there was a rumor about you not wearing a wedding ring. By the way, that rumor was basically started by Jasmine, whose back you're trying to have right now. So what? I don't get it. Like, you're just picking and choosing when you're exactly. Like, rumors like that don't just usually come out of thin air, like from someone like Jasmine, who you consider enough of a friend to go to battle right here with somebody else over something that Danny did, years ago and has apologized multiple times for. So it's just crazy. Okay.
And I agreed with what Nia said. Nia was like, you guys are trying to make it seem like he goes to bars, gets blackout drunk, and is Janet just grabbing women.
Well, it's happened since that conversation. Janet, what is wrong with you? Like, and I'm not trying to say that, like, if Janet had made herself into a human who, like, I believe, and I think that, like, her intentions here are good and to protect people, then I would be having a different reaction. Her side. I don't want to say that I'm just immediately like, that's not possible because it's Danny. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's not that at all.
Everything Janet has done and the way that Janet has been holding herself leads me to believe that I shouldn't believe anything that she says. Everything she says is coming from a place of, like,
and she only brings it up when it's convenient
nastiness.
Or it like adds to her side of the argument. And it's just like, dude, enough.
Exactly.
Enough is enough.
Yes.
That's my
reputation. So on the podcast this weekend, we're going to talk about, we'll probably get, if there are any updates on Kendra, I will have to talk about them, but we will definitely talk about Big Brother. We will get more into the Valley reunion. We're going to start talking about The Perfect Match on Netflix. If you're not watching, it is really good. We've got Clayton and Rachel from The Bachelor. It's just good TV, and Clayton is making me cringe so hard. It's a really tough watch, but it's good. So tune into The Perfect Match. We're going to talk about it probably next week on Tuesday, but also in the podcast. We're going to talk about Hunting Wives. We're going to talk about 27 Dresses. So you're going to want to make sure that you are tuned in to the Patreon this weekend. And on Thursday, we are recapping season 7, episode 14 of Pretty Little Liars, called Power Play. It's a crazy fucking episode. So definitely make sure you tune into that. And we will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. I was all cattywampus.